All right, let's talk about mom bun. You might have heard your students talking about this before. Maybe you have talked about it before with your friends, where we see the bottom start to flatten and it loses its nice, firm, tight, lifted glutes that people want to desire. Of course, strong glutes are really, really important for a variety of different things. But we're going to dive into what is happening with that mom bum and how can we help to, have the glutes that most people really truly desire and our body wants so that we can feel strong in our everyday movement. Oftentimes we are seeing mom bum, also sometimes referred to as heart bottom syndrome. We are seeing this mostly because of tucking with the tailbone. We're getting tightness through the glutes. Think about when we carry baby or when your clients are carrying their babies, what does their posture normally look like? We know they get that posterior pelvic tuck. With that posterior pelvic tuck, they may also be clenching through the glutes. They might be gripping through the bottom. What we know is when we have these muscles that are always constricted and tight and concentrically activated, over time with that tightness, we start to see the tailbone move down and under. Look at that tucking position. So we get that tailbone moving down and under. What happens to the pubic bone? The pubic bone shifts up. Oftentimes too, we get some forward flexion happening there. The back is rounded, we're holding baby. And so there's a lot going on in our body. The first thing that most people need to be able to do is to get some release through those glutes and for a lot of people within the pelvic floor as well. So as we're always posterior tucking, the glutes tend to be squeezed. It's very common to see the pelvic floor be more in that hypertonic position. So two things we are going to start with when it comes to releasing. First one we're going to do our pelvic floor release. So that athletic therapy ball, that lacrosse ball, we're going to take that ball. You could be sitting on a chair. I'm sitting on a firm bolster here. And we're going to take that ball and we're going to bring it into the space in between the perineum and the sit bone. So remember, the perineum is that space between the vaginal opening and the anus. We're going to take that ball, place it just to the side, coming in between the perineum and the sit bone. So you're going to put that ball right in there. You might feel a lot of sensation. You might feel just a little sensation. If you're not feeling a lot of sensation in this sort of position, this is where you're going to want to get a chair, put both feet on the floor, and come sitting in that position as you place the ball in the same space again. So from here, just like we have shown you in our pelvic floor release video, we want to think about softening. We want to think about melting. We want to think about really releasing here through the muscle, the connective tissue, the fascia. Really allow this area of your body to relax, rest, and release. Second one that we are going to do is we're going to connect in to our glute medius. So when we talk about our glute medius, we're not talking about the main part of the glute. So that's our glute maximus. Glute medius, create a little C with your hand here. What I love to do is I love to hand onto the front of the hips, and where that thumb wraps around, that's starting to get into the meaty part of the glute medius. We're going to take that therapy ball, we're going to place it into the glute medius, and we're going to come lying down onto it here. So I will show you. Again, that ball coming right into that meaty part of the glute medius, starting to rest. And for me, this is a really tight area of my body. So as soon as I come over it, I can already feel my body saying, don't melt, don't rest, don't release, don't relax. But that's really what we want to happen here. So I'm going to settle in here. I'm going to focus on some deep breathing. Softening over that ball, resting, releasing. And then of course, after a few minutes, I'm going to do the other side.